let's get into it with our big takeaway from the game. The Browns get a win. Huge surprise. I didn't see it coming. You didn't see it coming. Let's be honest. None of us saw it coming. We hoped for it. We wished for it. But I don't think we saw this coming, especially with the backup quarterback, the backup quarterback, arguably, although probably PJ and DTR are kind of probably backup 1A, backup 1B. Don't have Nick Chubb, so.
There was one guy at the baby shower I got roped into who did see it coming. So.
Oh, really? Okay, there you go. Yeah. What's your big takeaway from this game?
My big takeaway is season saver. Season saver. I feel things could have gotten really bad after this week if there had been another loss, especially if it had been the way a lot of us saw it going, a 14-plus point loss. Even if they didn't get decimated, embarrassed the way the Cowboys did, but, handled. And it would just be another loss. You'd be 2-3. You'd be thinking, here we go again. You're not sure when your quarterback's coming back. There's some animosity, probably, if I had to guess, conjecture, but going on in the locker room, him not starting and guys feeling like we're out here and he's not. We're playing through burns and injuries and he's not. And all of a sudden things can get really dark and can go down to a tough place. And we've seen Stefanski not always do the best in pulling teams out of that kind of mindset. And so it was starting to get a little nerve-wracking. It felt like things could very suddenly go downhill. Momentums apply in the NFL when it comes to games, but also seasons. And this did feel like a big saver. It doesn't guarantee anything, certainly, but it did feel like a big stopgap from things going down a very dark tunnel. Pulling things out, it's a team win. It's a definition of a team win. Kind of everybody chipping in to make it happen. And they found a way to beat a team that was way better. Just be honest. It's a considerably better team. And they found a way to win anyway. So maybe not everything went perfectly according to plan, but when you're playing somebody that much better, you're probably going to need a little help. But they made it work, and they pulled it out anyway, and that was awesome. And probably, again, like I think, season-saving.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. This could have gone downhill really quickly after a game like this, and seeing yourself at 2-3 is a really different feeling than from seeing yourself at 3-2. For me, my big takeaway from this game, despite us beating arguably the best team in the league, this game is not the blueprint, and that's kind of my big takeaway. Even though we won against the best team in the league, this can't be the blueprint. What the Browns are trying to do is what we've seen teams do in the past is when you have that, teams usually do this with a bridge quarterback, or if you had a backup quarterback who's going to be in there for a longer period of time, your goal is to get a lot of field goals, you get some movement, you get some trick plays maybe in there. You basically have to manufacture your offense, and you rely on a stout defense to keep the scoring low, keep you in the games right up until the end, give yourself a shot. The Browns succeeded defensively in that regard. However, I think throwing 2 interceptions is unacceptable, and that kind of thing is not going to work in the future. Like if we do this week over week, we have this great Browns defensive performance, but PJ Walker throws 2 interceptions every week, we're probably going to lose more games than we win. And yes, we won this game against, they know is the best team in the league, but they probably should have hit that 41-yarder. The reality is the Browns probably should have ended up losing that game. Maybe they didn't deserve to lose. They were great defensively for most of the game. But the fact is, you expect the team to hit a 41-yarder, and they kind of squeaked out with one. They got a little bit lucky. And in the future, you're probably not going to get lucky. Even the worst team in the league is going to hit a 41-yarder more often than they're not going to hit a 41-yarder. So despite them beating the best team in the league, this game can't be the blueprint. PJ Walker has got to cut down on those interceptions. He's going to get one, probably. But ideally, we kind of have to be at 0. We don't have a large margin for error when we don't have a top-end potential when it comes to the offense. So defense, great overall. But from PJ Walker, I think I want to see him be a little bit better with protecting the ball. So that's my big takeaway is PJ Walker needs to protect the ball a little bit better, and the Browns need to improve on the blueprint of manufacturing offense and a stout defense, at least for the next few weeks. I mean, we don't know when Deshaun Watson's coming back because apparently nobody knows. They won't tell us. They won't tell anybody. I don't know what's going on there.
A lot of rumors going on with that.
Yeah, but the team's going to have to be a little better, I think, in the coming weeks, even though it worked against the best team in the league.